Hey! Weekly Metal Reviews here with an album review. This time of the new Tesseract album entitled Altered State, coming out May 28th on Century Media Records. Century Media has decided to stream this album in its entirety on their YouTube channel. So I've been listening to this for a while. I absolutely love Tesseract's debut album, One. That album just has so much incredible moments to it, so much melody, so much everything, so much heaviness. Just, that was a really great album. Songs like Sunrise or the entire Concealing Fate movement are just absolutely mind-blowing. And when it comes to this more genty type style of progressive metal, I feel that Tesseract is at the top of the heap. I've always thought that, like, you know, Tesseract was up there with, like, Periphery or Sky Harbor or bands like that. And, you know, I love One. I listen to it all the time. It's a great album. So I was really, really looking forward to this album. I did not listen to the Perspective EP. I kind of was not interested in it. I'm not going to lie. I was not interested in it. Just because Daniel Tompkins is one of the most incredible vocalists of all time to me. And, you know, I know Elliot Coleman has a lot of talent, can sing. I just wasn't really into it. What I listened to of the Perspective EP, I just wasn't digging it, and I was just like, I kind of lost interest in Tesseract. I still listened to One, but I just wasn't interested in their new stuff. And then they got a newer vocalist, which I believe his name is Ashe O'Hara. Could be wrong on that. And then they put out the single Nocturne a couple months ago, and I was actually, that really piqued my interest back into Tesseract, and because that is an incredible song. And so here we are. Altered State is coming out just in a couple weeks, 2 weeks time, and boy, is this album great. Oh man, it really, really is. This album is broken into 4 separate pieces. There's of energy, of reality, of 2 other things. I kind of forget them. But yeah, it's broken into 4 separate pieces. You know, they're not all equal lengths. Like, there's not like 3 songs to each or something like that. You know, some of them only have 2. But you know, it's interesting. It's kind of like they took their very popular Concealing Fate and was like, let's just make a whole album around a concept. And I think that's pretty neat how they did that. When it comes to the musical side of things, Tesseract is as strong as Tesseract has ever been. They still have that very similar style to them, the very you know, kind of bouncy riffs that are very odd timed with some weird time signatures, some very very intricate melodies, and just some of the riffs and all that stuff are just very intricate and very nicely woven together. There's lots of ambience in every song, like ambience put in the background that really just makes the song just that much better, but you really have to pick it out to notice it. Overall, their songwriting is still just as good as it's ever been. If you ask me, still some very grand vocal moments, some very just punishing guitars, just crushing music. This Tesseract is, you know, some bands can have a very crushing and beautiful side, and Tesseract is one of the best ones that can really execute both sides perfectly. They have this crushing side, such as the intro to Nocturne, that riff that's just so simple but so commanding at the same time. I sound retarded, but that is a very catchy fucking riff, and you know, that's crushing. And then they have something just beautiful on the other side, and there's many of moments throughout this album that are, you know, fit both categories. I found one thing that just stood out to me the most, I think will honestly really stand out to a lot of people about this record, is the saxophone. I thought that was so cool. You would think that that is the weirdest thing, you know, Tesseract and saxophone, how does that go together? But it works so well. When that first came on, there's this saxophone solo, I forget what track it is, but I stopped what I was doing to listen to it. I'm like, that's really fucking cool. And whoever did that saxophone solo has some insane talent, because that solo is wicked. And the saxophone comes back later in the album, and I thought that was cool. It really, they took their, you know, their very melodicness, and the saxophone kind of added to it. I thought that was really, really cool. How they you know, incorporated that. When it comes to the vocals, everybody's going to wonder, you know, if they haven't heard Nocturne, or, you know, if they heard Nocturne, they just want to hear the rest of the album, you know, does this new vocalist fit Tesseract well? And I think he does. I think he is right on par with Daniel Tompkins, honestly. He has an incredible vocal range. He sounds somewhat similar to Daniel Tompkins, but not really. He stands out on his own, you know, with his own sound to his voice. I can't speak today. And it just, at times, he's just so breathtaking to listen to. Just how he can hit these high as hell notes and just soar like a fucking eagle, and how he just kind of drives the song along, and you know, just that's what makes Tesseract unique. You know, they're a progressive band, but I feel that they're more driven by vocals rather than guitars or something, which is, that's just my personal opinion, of course. It's just something that I always found kind of strange about them, but strange in a good way. When it comes to the vocals, they just are so greatly fused together with the music, with the guitars and the drums. They just all go together like this, and that's one thing that I just think is so good about this album, is that is the songwriting. There's not anything that just feels weird about this album. It all feels very natural, and just, it flows. This album just flows. It's just song after song just really goes together, and I think this is just an incredible record, and one that really takes you on a roller coaster ride, and has its own breathtaking moments, just like One did, their first album. I need to listen to this album more to decide, you know, is this better than One or not, but I have to say that it is damn good, you know, so overall, I mean, this is a great comeback for Tesseract. I mean, they've been around. Don't think they like died and never came back, but they haven't put out a full length in a couple years, and this is a strong full length to follow up One, if you ask me. So very cool album art, I must add as well. Anyways, the new vocalist is awesome. The whole movement thing is great. The guitars are just, they sound great. I must add that as well. This is a great sounding album. It's very, you know, greatly produced, properly produced. So I will link the stream to this album. What am I going to give this? I'm going to give this album an 8.5 out of 10. I feel that this album, while I have been talking about how great it is, it does take a little bit to grow on you. I listened to it the first time, I was like, it's okay. I listened to it again, and it grew on me more. I know it's going to just keep growing on me and growing on me. So, give this album a couple listens before you really judge whether you like it or not. But yeah, I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. This is a solid album, another worthy addition to a great 2013 so far. So check out Tesseract's Altered State. Pick it up when it comes out. I know I'm going to. So bye.